Hey everybody, Linus here. Today we're diving into the world of Linux, an operating system that started as a small project and became a tech giant. Imagine a world where software is free to use, share, and even modify. That's the power of Linux. It's like the ultimate DIY project, but for your computer. So buckle up and let's explore the awesome journey of Linux. The story of Linux begins in the early 1990s in the quiet city of Helsinki, Finland. Here, a young university student named Linus Torvalds spent countless hours in his modest dorm room, surrounded by textbooks, computer magazines, and the hum of his personal computer. Linus was a curious and passionate programmer, always eager to learn more about how computers worked and how software could be improved. At the time, computers were becoming more common, but the operating systems available to students and hobbyists were either too expensive, too limited, or simply not flexible enough for someone who wanted to experiment and understand the inner workings of a computer. Linus, like many others at the time, found himself frustrated with the options available. The most popular operating systems were either proprietary, meaning you had to pay for them and couldn't see or change the code, or they were limited in what they could do. For a student who wanted to tinker, learn, and push the boundaries of what was possible, this was a major roadblock. He wanted something more open, something he could truly make his own. So, instead of giving up or settling for less, Linus made a bold decision. He decided to create his own operating system from scratch. It was an ambitious idea, especially for a student working alone in his spare time. But Linus was determined. He started by writing small pieces of code, testing and refining them late into the night. He read books, studied existing systems, and slowly began to build the foundation for what would become Linux. The process was slow and sometimes frustrating, but also incredibly rewarding. Linus would spend hours typing out lines of code, testing new features, and fixing bugs. He wasn't just building software, he was learning, experimenting, and growing as a programmer. Each day, Linux took on a little more shape, evolving from a simple project into something much more complex and powerful. At first, Linux was just a personal project, a way for Linus to challenge himself and explore new ideas. He had no grand ambitions for it to become a global phenomenon. It was simply a labor of love, a way to learn and have fun with technology. But as he continued to work, he realized that others might benefit from his efforts as well. Little did Linus know, his humble project would soon capture the imagination of programmers and enthusiasts around the world. What started as a simple experiment in a Finnish dorm room would grow into a global movement, powering everything from smartphones to supercomputers. The birth of Linux was just the beginning of a revolution in technology, collaboration, and open-source innovation. In the early 1990s, a young Finnish student named Linus Torvalds sat hunched over his modest computer in a small apartment in Helsinki. He was passionate about computers and programming, but he was frustrated by the limitations of the operating systems available to him at the time. Most were either too expensive, too restrictive, or simply didn't allow the kind of tinkering and learning that Linus craved. He dreamed of creating something better, an operating system that was not only powerful and reliable, but also free for anyone to use, modify, and share. But Linus knew he couldn't do it alone. So in a bold move that would change the course of technology history, Linus decided to share his early version of Linux online. He posted a now-famous message on an internet newsgroup, inviting other programmers from around the world to join him in improving and expanding his fledgling operating system. This was a time when the internet was still in its infancy, and the idea of collaborating with strangers across the globe was both exciting and revolutionary. Linus's invitation was simple, but it struck a chord with programmers everywhere who were eager for a new kind of software, one that was open, accessible, and built by the community. And guess what? The response was overwhelming. Talented programmers from different countries, backgrounds, and skill levels began to contribute their time and expertise. They reviewed Linus's code, suggested improvements, fixed bugs, and added new features. What started as a solo project quickly became a vibrant, collaborative effort. The Linux community was born, united by a shared vision of creating something extraordinary together. People loved the idea of a free and open-source operating system that they could customize to their liking. For the first time, users weren't just passive consumers. They could actively shape the software they used every day. Developers could experiment, learn, and innovate without worrying about licensing fees or corporate restrictions. This sense of freedom and empowerment attracted a diverse group of contributors, from hobbyists and students to professional engineers and academics. The Linux project became a melting pot of ideas, creativity, and technical expertise, with everyone working together to build something greater than the sum of its parts. The turning point came on September 17, 1991, when Linus officially released the Linux kernel, the core of the operating system, to the public. This was a historic moment, not just for Linus but for the entire world of computing. The Linux kernel was small and simple at first, but it was designed to be flexible and adaptable. It could run on a wide range of hardware from personal computers to powerful servers, making it accessible to more people than ever before. The release of the kernel marked the beginning of a new era in software development, one defined by openness, collaboration, and shared innovation. It was a landmark moment. News of the release spread quickly through online forums, mailing lists, and word of mouth. Enthusiasts celebrated this breakthrough, recognizing its potential to disrupt the status quo and democratize access to powerful computing tools. The Linux kernel became a symbol of what could be achieved when people worked together for a common goal, rather than competing for profit or control. It inspired a new generation of developers to embrace the principles of open source and to believe in the power of community-driven innovation. But the kernel was just one piece of the puzzle. To create a complete operating system, Linus and his collaborators combined the Linux kernel with other essential software, such as the tools and utilities developed by the GNU project. This partnership was crucial, as it provided users with a full suite of programs for editing text, managing files, and running applications. Together, Linux and GNU formed a powerful, fully functional operating system that could rival and eventually surpass many commercial alternatives. This new system was not only free to use but also free to study, modify, and share, embodying the true spirit of open source. The early days of Linux were like a group of passionate tech enthusiasts coming together in a garage, fueled by curiosity, creativity, and a desire to make a difference. They weren't motivated by money or fame, but by the thrill of building something meaningful and the joy of sharing their work with others. This collaborative spirit laid the foundation for Linux's incredible growth and success, transforming it from a humble student project into a global phenomenon that continues to shape the world of technology today. As Linux gained popularity, different versions called distributions or distros started popping up. Think of them as different flavors of Linux, each with its own set of features and software packages. Some popular distros you might have heard of are Ubuntu, Fedora, and Debian. These distros made it easier for people to use Linux even if they weren't computer whizzes. Linux wouldn't be where it is today without the countless developers who contributed to its growth. Linus Torvalds is the original creator, but thousands of others have added their own code, bug fixes, and improvements. Companies like Red Hat and Canonical also played a huge role in developing and supporting Linux, turning it into a serious contender in the tech world. It's amazing what a community of passionate people can achieve. Now you might be wondering, where is Linux used? Well, it's everywhere. From the servers that power websites to the Android phones in our pockets, Linux is running behind the scenes. It powers everything from supercomputers used in scientific research to the systems that control traffic lights. Linux is known for its stability, security, and efficiency, which is why it's trusted by so many industries. Linux is constantly evolving. New versions are released regularly with updates, improvements, and new features. The open-source nature of Linux means that anyone can contribute to its development, ensuring that it stays relevant and innovative. With the rise of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, Linux is well positioned to play a vital role in shaping the future of technology. So there you have it, the incredible journey of Linux. From its modest origins in a student's dorm room to powering some of the world's most advanced technologies, Linux has truly transformed the landscape of computing. It's a story of innovation, perseverance, and the belief that technology should be open and accessible to everyone. The early pioneers who tinkered with code and shared their discoveries laid the foundation for a movement that would change the world. Their passion and curiosity sparked a revolution that continues to inspire millions today. From humble beginnings to a tech powerhouse, Linux has come a long way. Today, it's at the heart of everything from smartphones and supercomputers to the servers that keep the internet running. Major companies, research institutions, and even governments rely on Linux for its reliability, security, and flexibility. But what's truly remarkable is that this global impact was made possible by a community of volunteers and enthusiasts, all working together to build something greater than themselves. It's a testament to the power of open source and the collaborative spirit of the tech community. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, hobbyists, have contributed their time and skills to make Linux what it is today. This spirit of sharing and learning is at the core of open source. It's about more than just software, it's about building connections, solving problems together, and empowering each other to create and innovate. The open source community welcomes everyone, regardless of background or experience, and encourages you to get involved, learn, and grow. If you're curious, I encourage you to give Linux a try. There are countless distributions to choose from, each with its own unique features and personality. Whether you're interested in programming, creative work, gaming, or just exploring something new, there's a version of Linux that's right for you. Installation is easier than ever, and there are plenty of resources and friendly communities ready to help you get started. Don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes. That's how you learn and grow. You might discover a whole new world of possibilities and skills you never knew you had. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. The Linux and open source communities are filled with people eager to share their knowledge and support newcomers. There are forums, chat rooms, online courses, and local meetups where you can ask questions, find answers, and connect with others who share your interests. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, your contributions and curiosity are always welcome. You might be surprised at how much you enjoy it. Many people find that using Linux opens up new opportunities for creativity, problem solving, and collaboration. It can be incredibly rewarding to customize your system, contribute to projects, or simply discover how things work under the hood. Plus, you'll be joining a global movement that values freedom, transparency, and innovation. And hey, if you're already a Linux user, share your favorite things about it in the comments below. Maybe you love the flexibility, the security, or the sense of community. Or perhaps you have a favorite distribution, tool, or tip that you think others should know about. Your experiences and insights can help inspire others to take their first steps into the world of open source. Let's celebrate the diversity and creativity that make Linux and open source so special. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, remember, the open source revolution is powered by people like you, curious, passionate, and ready to make a difference. So whether you're just starting out or you've been part of the community for years, your voice matters. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next chapter of this incredible journey.